Hey guys, this is the Fort Worth Glock guy, and I wanted to do hopefully a quick little video on this awesome knife. And this is the Spyderco Sage 2. And since getting this knife, it has not left my pocket. And I've been using it pretty hardcore since I got it, and I don't feel bad about it at all. Like, as you know, I'm not real concerned about the price on this thing, and maybe because I got a good deal on it, I'm not too worried about babying this knife, because I know it's going to hold up. I had a Sage 1, and for some reason the carbon fiber, I just felt I felt like I had to baby it. I was afraid that if I dropped it, it was going to break or get scratched or whatever. And for some reason, I don't know why, I don't feel the same way with this one. This is just a great knife. And I've actually dropped it and it landed on the tip, unfortunately. And I've had to kind of try and reshape it. It's still not perfect, but it's getting there. I'm not going to try and overdo it. I know with over time, with sharpening it, it will get its point back. But the edge is a great edge. I almost have a mirror polish on this. I'm going to try and, there we go. So I almost have a nice mirror polish on this thing, and it is a great edge, and it's been holding up really well too. I've been using this for everything from food prep to cutting up boxes and everything in between. So it's held up really well. I just, once I put the edge on it, I just strop it and keep it clean, and I take care of it. It takes care of me, and it has been an absolutely great knife. I've been really impressed with the knives that have come out of Taichung, Taiwan. Every one of them that I've had has been a great knife. The Sage 1, great knife. Of course, the blade is exactly the same. It's just the handle material that's different. The Techno has also come out of Taiwan, and it has been a great knife. So I have had no issues whatsoever with these knives at all. This particular knife is my EDC. Like I mentioned before, I use it for everything. One thing that I have kind of been toying with the idea is giving this a nice stone wash, so it kind of matches the Techno, because right now it's just a nice clean look, but over time I know it's going to get scratched up, and it's going to show signs of wear. And I think if I gave it a nice stone wash like the Techno, then those little scratches and wear marks wouldn't bother me as much. Like right now, there's just a few little scratches. I don't know if you can see in the lighting. There's just a few little scratches. Nothing, that doesn't, honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. The pivot on this thing has really loosened up. So if I choose to flick it, which I try not to, I can, no problem, that way or even that way. I mean, this thing has really loosened up, and it's held its tightness pretty well. As far as the screws go, they have not backed out at all. I did put some Loctite on there, and I think that's helped a lot. And once I got it broken in, by doing this a whole lot on my way to work and on the way home from work, I'll just do this as I'm driving. Yeah, it's probably not the safest thing to do, but that's what I do. The pivot is really loosened up and smoothed out, and this has just been a great knife. As far as size, I think it's the perfect size. It's just, I believe, under 3 inches, if not right at 3 inches, depending on where you measure it from. Cutting surface, this is the perfect size for me. What I really like about this is that forward finger choil. you know, it just really locks in. And this is how I grip it most of the time. If I'm cutting, I do, you know, I'm kind of gripping it from the sides like this, and my finger just kind of rests right in that little groove right there. I mean, it is just the perfect size and the perfect shape for my hand. You know, I can get, you know, all my hand on there with a little bit of room to spare if I'm doing that. If I go back this way, you know, for a little bit further reach, you know, my finger kind of gets all the way to at the end. But as far as the way this knife goes, I mean, this is just about as perfect for me as a knife can get. It is just a great knife. So if you guys are interested in any of the Sage models, I would say go for them. You know, I've handled the Sage 1 and the Sage 2. I do prefer this one a little bit over the Sage 1, just because of the handle material. But no matter what you're into, whether it be liner lock, frame lock, the bolt action, which is the Sage 3, the Sage 4 is the back lock. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. So whatever your preference is, I mean, this is a great knife to have. So if that strikes your fancy at all, I'd say it is definitely worth the money. And if you can pick these up secondhand, like I did this one, you can get a great deal on it too. So I would say scour the forums, scour eBay, you know, check around on Instagram. People are always moving stuff on there, and you can probably find yourself a really good deal on a sweet blade. This is probably one of my favorites. So anyways, just wanted to give you a little update on this. I don't know if I've actually shown this off, but this is one of my favorites. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Fort Worth Glock Guy.